You asked for it, now it's here. I'm going to be showing you a flip through of the art of reading. Hello and welcome here. I am Christine. I am a second generation homeschooler and homeschooling mom to my 3 kids who are ages 10, 8, and 6 years old. And in my June homeschool update, I shared with you that my youngest had started using the art of reading, which is a brand new reading curriculum that has just been released by an Australian homeschool mom. And her website is Foundations of Homeschool. And I shared with you how much we have been enjoying it, but a lot of you wanted to see inside it. And so I'm going to be doing a flip through of this curriculum today. This is a sponsored video, but you guys know that I don't sponsor things that I don't enjoy and don't highly recommend to you. This is something, we've been using this for weeks now. My daughter is currently on, what's she on? Day 38. It's going so well. It's so pretty. And so I just want to show you inside it. First of all, I'm going to give you just a little bit of info about the curriculum because there are some things that make it very special and unique, and I want to share those with you. And before I jump any further, I do want to share with you that I'm giving away 3 full copies of The Art of Reading. So here we go. This is how you enter. I want you to go ahead and share this video. You can do that however you want. It can be on Facebook, it can be on Instagram, whatever. Go ahead and share this video and get the word out to your homeschool mom friends about this fantastic curriculum. Leave me a comment down below. You can say whatever you want. Just leave a comment. I just need to know that you are entering the giveaway that way. And then finally, go ahead and download a sample from her website. There is a link down in the description below where you can go download a sample and see what it is like. That is how you can enter the giveaway, and I will announce the winner here on YouTube, probably on Instagram as well if you are there, but it'll be primarily here on YouTube. So go ahead and enter. Another thing that I want to share is that there is a $30 off special running. This is a launch special. It will not be repeated, and it will last until the 31st of August. So if you want to purchase this and get a really good discount on it, use the code Christine. It will give you $30 off. I'll also have that down in the description below. And she has a free sample, so you don't have to purchase this without checking to see what it looks like inside first. Trust me, you can go ahead and grab her free sample there. Everything's linked down below. A couple of things that I want to point out. This was developed by a homeschool mom who has used a plethora of homeschool reading curriculums. She has children who have learning challenges. She's had a child who is gifted, and she has a child who's like middle of the road, kind of average learner as far as reading goes. So she's dealt with it all. She herself is gifted. She has ADHD. I feel like she's really experienced the whole lot. And there were just pain points that she kept coming across. And so she's spent years developing this curriculum to address those and to help homeschool moms get a curriculum that works really well for them. So a lot of the curriculums that are great and thorough curriculums as far as teaching phonics are developed specifically for kids who have things like dyslexia. And while that's fantastic for kids with dyslexia, sometimes we still want those really great phonics curriculums without all the extras floating around. So she wanted to create something that still works really well for phonics, but is more simple and to the point. And that's where this curriculum came from. The second thing that I want to point out, and you'll see this in the flip through, is the way that she's created the blends. So instead of, in a lot of phonics programs, you'll see they blend a consonant with a vowel at the beginning of a word. I can think of Becca, for instance, I know does this, and then you tack on your consonant at the end. And in here, she does not do that. She does consonant, and then she blends the vowel and the consonant together at the end. And the reason for that is because the English language works in an open syllable and closed syllable way. So I know this from using other reading curriculums with my kids and spelling curriculums. That's how we teach them. You know, if it's got a long vowel sound, then we know that it's an open syllable, that kind of thing. And so it makes sense to do the same way, like teach the same way in reading. So that is why the blends are specifically written that way, because that is a question that some homeschool moms will have. And it makes a lot of sense. So this is not something that she has just thrown together on the fly. There's been a lot of research that's got into it. It's very intentional, and you for sure can go on her website. She's got a lot of information on there about how she's developed things and why she's developed things the way that she has. I appreciate how intentional it is. and it's not just made to look pretty. Let's put it that way, because there are curriculums that are out there that are like that. We get drawn in by how beautiful they are, but they aren't necessarily well thought out in their methodology, and this very much is. So enough talking. Let's turn the camera around and take a look inside, and you can see what it's like. Here we go, The Art of Reading. Now this book is not super thick. You can see it's very manageable. I did not have to use my largest coils on them. I think that's a 13 millimeter coil. So I printed this off at home, and it was super easy to do so. Here you go. There are not a lot of blank pages in here. She's formatted it so the things that the kids have to cut out doesn't affect the page that you've just already used. Because I did have someone ask that question because I noticed there weren't blank pages, but it's because she's been very smart in the way that she's laid it all out. So here's your table of contents. You can see everything that's in here. There are 36 lessons as far as what they're being taught, but there are, I think, 100 days worth of work in here. So the whole series, like I said, there's going to be 3 stages, stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. After stage 2, kids should be able to read something like Cat in the Hat. And after stage 3, they should be up to reading something like Frog and Toad. So that's just something to bear in mind. This is just stage 1. This is your kindergarten, little itty babies who have not learned how to read at all. That's what they're going to be using. There's a lot of discussion in the front, a lot of instruction. Please always read these at the front of your curriculums. There's so many questions I see asked online by people who have not read the front of their curriculum books, and I'm like, there's so much good information. So go ahead and read these. This is the pre-launch copy, so there might be a couple of things that are different in the one that's now available, but nothing major. So lots of great information here. She explains her method, why she does things the way she does. For instance, no illustrations are in the readers, and why she's done that. There's review games. There's games here that she shows for how to do some review and fun with your child. More games there, and then you're ready to begin. So this is what the beginning of a lesson looks like, okay? You have your letter introduced. It will teach you how to say it to your child. Name the capital and lowercase letters, the name of the letter, what letter A says, that it's a vowel. And then what I have appreciated is this part here where it says, can you hear the sound? And if you can hear it, is it the beginning, the middle, or the end? This is actually a real challenge for my daughter still. She gets a bit overwhelmed. She can do it, but she gets a bit overwhelmed by it. So this has been great practice for her. So that'll be your page there. Then this is also day 1. Each page is labeled which day it is. So here you move on to name each picture. So then name it. And then it says if it starts with the same sound as the letter in the middle, draw a line connecting them. So really simple. 2 is letter match. So you're going to circle the lowercase letter that matches the uppercase letter. Here it says color in all the uppercase A's. And then there is the use of alphabet cards. So this is the only thing you're going to need outside of this actual book are alphabet cards. For us, we've actually got the letter tiles app from All About Reading, and we've just used those, which I found very simple and easy to use. My daughter does not need to learn her letters. She already knows them well. She can match them up well, so we don't have to use all of those activities. In fact, we skipped ahead in this book a wee bit for that reason, because she's mastered all this already. But I'll show you where she's up to and what she's working on now in here. There is lesson 2. Sorry, I skipped ahead. I should show you here. So that was day 1. This is day 2. So this page is for day 2. And that's it. Okay. Then you move on to day 3. And now they're introducing E. And you've got this page that goes with day 3. This is day 4. And there are some like fun cutting activities here. Day 5. And you can see that there. All right, so I'm just going to kind of skip ahead a little bit to where you get to blending. So it doesn't go on too long with just letter recognition. You're mostly doing your vowels. You're getting to a point where you can start blending here, okay? So this is where they've learned about the letter M. This one's actually been cut out because you did a cutting activity there. These are what the stories look like. I really like these. I like that we don't have a separate reader that I have to keep track of. It is fantastic that these are in here. So stories, it gives you an introduction of how, this is the first story, so it's telling you how to use it and how to teach your child with it. Words that are sight words, I guess, or very common ones, are in red. The first time you see them, they're going to be in red. So you can point them out to your child. They are repeated throughout the book. It's not a one and done thing. And so you'll see that. I'll show you more though as we get closer to where my daughter's up to. Let's skip right ahead. So we're up to day 38. We haven't actually done this one yet. Here, she's got a game, which we haven't done yet. So this is a game on page 38, day 38. She's going to play the game, and then it says read story 14 on page 64. So page 64 is back here. She's actually already read this story once, so this will be her second time going through and reading the story. When they read through the story, first of all, you do this bit here. Look at the sentence. 6, what is the red squiggly line after the word Bob called? It's called an apostrophe. So it teaches really basic grammar and punctuation as you're going through this. And then as your child reads them, all the lines are numbered, and then you've got comprehension questions for each line. So you don't have to ask your child these the second time they're reading through the story, but the first time you do. And my daughter really loves doing this part of it. And these have been fantastic. They're not super easy for her. They're a little bit challenging. I didn't know how she was going to do with this blend because she struggles with saying her SH blends and her TH blends, but having it underlined like that has helped her so much to remember. And I just say tongue between your teeth, and then she remembers that she's got to say that one. So I find that lessons don't take us more than 10 minutes, usually 10, 15 tops, depending on what we're doing. I like that this is here because it kind of gives me a little bit of a heads up. So we didn't do this game today, but we did do build the sound blends. And there are sound blends there. You can see them down here. I say those to my daughter, and then she builds them using the letter tiles. And then she also did the words underneath. So there's some spelling practice in there. This is actually the one we did today. So she did that one. She did find a word, she loved doing that. That was really good. And then she had to color the words where S makes the Z sound. So we're past just the basic sounds that letters make, and we're moving on to some blends now. And she read, which story did she read? She read the story on page 66, which is over the page. So that was her first time reading this story today. And then she'll end up going back and reading this a second time when she gets further through to another lesson. There's R. Here you can see this is one where they're going to cut it, and then there's a line here, they cut it and they feed it through and read the words. So it's varied. No 2 days are the same. There's something interesting and different. The illustrations are beautiful, but they're all very focused and intentional. You can see what I talked about. The closed syllable and open syllable blends makes way more sense the way that she set it up there. So let's go through a little bit more. We'll skip through. This is day 58, so this is just a little over halfway. Find the hidden words in the picture. So it's like a word search for them. P or Q. There's lots of P and Q games and D and B games, which is fantastic because that's definitely, I found all 3 of my kids have struggled with that. And so this is fantastic with how much practice there is in here, but it's in a way that's not super frustrating. My daughter's doing really well with it. Singular or plural, circle the right words. Singular means one, plural means many. Okay, so they're going to circle the right one there. Here's another one with a cutting activity and pasting. So it's 2 to 3 pages tops a day, and one of those pages includes the story that your child's reading. So it's not a ton of handwriting or anything like that. It's just really basic introduction, but also very thorough and intentional, and I can for sure see my daughter's reading skills improving. So I'm going to just show you right at the end so you can get an idea of what the reading looks like by the end of this. That's quite the difference from I Am, which was the first story. So longer pieces of reading and also trickier. And that's the end, and you'd be ready to move on to stage 2. So that's a flip through of that, and I just want to give you a little sneak peek of something else. Handwriting Level K has just been released, and I just want to give you a little sneak peek. Again, this is a preview copy, so things might not look exactly the same as what it will be in the final copy. Really, really helpful introduction here. Please read that if you're going to do this. Fantastic, helpful things in there. My daughter's loving this. She's asking to do 2 pages a day, and I'm having to slow her down a little bit because we can't keep up with that pace because we're doing other things as well. Lots of fun activities in here, but also very intentional handwriting practice. This is something you have to oversee as the parent. You cannot give this to your child and say, do this workbook. You're focusing on letter formation in this, and so you need to be hands-on and intentional. These pages are simple. It's designed to be 1 page a day, 3 days a week. It's more about doing it very well instead of doing like a ton, okay? So it's quality over quantity. And then the handwriting practice is broken up with some critical thinking activities. Like color the smallest pea pod green, color the largest umbrella orange, draw a line connecting all the objects from smallest to largest. So it gives them a little brain break, but they're still practicing their handwriting skills because they're drawing and coloring and all of that. But it's not all just focused on letter formation. So this is Level K. There are 100 lessons in here. They don't start writing words until quite far into the book. And they're very simple here. It's like unscrambling a sentence and rewriting it. And this is the last page. You're going to see on there what I like about it and what my daughter's really enjoying. You can see it on the first page back here. Where is it? Each letter, there's like an explanation on how they do it. Long line down, jump to the top, little line across, jump to the middle, little line across. All of the letters have something like that, so it helps your child to really think about what they're doing rather than just drawing randomly and forming the letters randomly. So just wanted to show that. She did not ask me to show that to you, but we're using it and enjoying it so far. So the art of reading and handwriting, both Level K, although you could use this with a 7-year-old, you could use this with a 4-year-old, just depending on where they are developmentally and where they're ready, what they're ready for. And same with this one, quite frankly. So yeah, those are both of them. A look on the inside, and I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, my friends. I hope that this really gave you a good look into the art of reading and how it works. Feel free to ask questions down in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer them. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Victoria from Foundations of Homeschool. You are fantastic, and I am so thrilled to be sharing this fantastic product that you've come up with. I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye now.